cruiser is all about style and attitude. Arms and legs are stretched out all nice and chill, and you kinda get your lean on. The seat is low and comfy, and there is a deep throaty exhaust note singing in your ears. You can easily do some custom work and personalize a cruiser. Is there such a thing as a stock Harley-Davidson? Only if you are lame. They are meant to be a canvas for expression. Many of us in the motorcycle world tend to be brand biased, so I am going to pull out from each manufacturer what I think is their best cruiser for under $15,000. I leave it to you to tell me all the ways I am right or wrong. I will also leave a little info at the very end with respect to what else you could get that is just barely over that $15K mark, but with some haggling could be brought within the budget. But before we get started, if you're new here and you want to catch some amazing motorcycle related content and all the new bike releases, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It is impossible to think about cruisers and not be thinking about Harley-Davidson. Owning a Harley is for many a lifelong dream and is often the only manufacturer they even want to look at. When you own a Harley, you are buying far more than just a bike. You are joining a family of riders, and every member of the family is unique. This is exactly why I choose the Softail Standard to spend my $15,000 budget on. The Iron 883 and 48 are fantastic, but if I was going to buy only one bike that I can fit in my budget, I'd choose the Softail. This gives you a 107 cubic inch Milwaukee 8 engine that makes 110 feet-pounds of torque. Yes, the Evolution engines are fine, but they don't have the same big V-twin essence that you get with the 107. Now the biggest reason to choose the Softail Standard. It is a blank canvas. Harley knows you are going to be diving deep into the Screaming Eagle catalog, so they give you the platform you really need to start building off of. Honda offers 6 models that fall under the price limit: the Fury, 2 versions of the Shadow, and 3 sizes of the Rebel. If I was spending my money on a Honda cruiser, it would have to be the Rebel 1100. The big Rebel just has the right mix of size and stance, Honda ergonomics, and Honda reliability. Powered by a 1084cc twin-cylinder kicking out 86 horses with a wet weight under 500 pounds, this is a bike that certainly will get up and go. But in typical Honda fashion, there is nothing overly dramatic about how it gets the job done. The entire package is well engineered, and for a cruiser, it takes the corners very well. As a final bonus, the Rebel 1100 is the only cruiser on the market with an automatic transmission as an option. Yamaha has a great bike in the Bolt, which is saying something since cruisers are not really Yamaha's forte. The only other option is the little V-Star 250, and that is really a bike built for the riding schools, at least here in North America. The Bolt is a pretty cool cruiser. It is a 942cc air-cooled V-twin that spins the back tire via a belt drive. That sounds like a Harley-Davidson kind of setup, which it sort of is, with just half the displacement. Yamaha builds high-quality machines, and this is evident looking at the Bolt. The price might be low, but the quality definitely is not. The engine is torquey, the suspension does better than average, and with the teardrop tank, it presents a clean bauble look. The parts selection is not as deep as other brands, but the Bolt does take well to some custom add-ons. Now welcome to the hardest choice on this list. Indian has some great offerings that stay under the 15K mark, so this really comes down to how you ride and little things that may matter to you. Here are the choices: Scout or Chief, 100 horsepower water-cooled or 108 pound-feet air-cooled. Aluminum frame and lighter, or steel frame and a bit heavier. If I was to choose the Scout, I would be looking at the Scout Bobber 20. I just love the look of the whole package, but the Chief just calls to me. I love the big torque from the Thunderstroke 111. It makes over 100 feet-pounds down just over 2,400 revolutions per minute. Even though it is heavier than the Scout, the instant pull regardless of gear that the big twin provides definitely will put a grin on your face. Then there are the small details. The Chief has 3 riding modes and cruise control. Those are wins for me. Comfort, style, power, and options make the standard Chief my choice if I was buying an Indian and only had 15K. The Triumph Bonneville lineup isn't what most think of when considering a cruiser, but the Bobber is British cruising at its finest. Based around a 1200cc parallel twin that makes 77 horsepower, Triumph manages to strip the Bonneville into a factory custom with a hardtail look that masks a very capable suspension with a rear monoshock. This bike has a great parts catalog and allows your personality to shine, creating your own distinctive ride. The old school look hides all the modern tech like the cruise control, 2 riding modes, and all LED lighting. This is the cruiser for fans of the British style as compared to the traditional American V-twins. Now, who's ready to haggle? You need to toss on your negotiation face and get ready to wheel and deal. If you can convince the dealer to give you a small discount, there are a few more bikes that could be yours for 15k. These are some bikes worth the effort. Just a hair over the price cap, but you get so much more for the money. The Street Bob is powered by the larger Milwaukee 8114 engine and it makes 119 feet-pounds of torque with a nice fat power band. The classic #1 graphic on the fuel tank needs to be seen to understand just how nice HD paint actually is. Combine the sick paint with the mini apes and overall blackout look and you have a big step forward into a custom looking and higher performing Harley-Davidson. This is the Suzuki Cruiser I want and I will haggle at the dealer till they give it to me just to get me out of the showroom. This is a muscle cruiser that will certainly give your arms a stretch. It sits low on a 240 section rear tire and just has a menacing look that I love. Powered by a 1783cc liquid-cooled 54-degree V-twin, it produces a brawny 128 horsepower and 118 pounds-feet of torque. Cruisers need power and this Suzuki has it. Surely the dealer will let you have one for the 15k limit. Now for something completely different, but so damn cool. The BMW R18. Sitting low at 27.2 inches and positioning the rider deeply behind the 1802cc stunning boxer engine, this bike is totally unique. The sound is distinct and hints at the 116 feet-pounds of torque. This may be the hardest one to negotiate down to the 15k mark, but it makes for a killer platform to begin customizing. I suggest trying to win the price battle before you ride it, because it can totally steal your heart. So this is no easy list and spending $15,000 should give you a pause. There is much to consider, but try and keep it simple. Which bike fits you? The moment you first get a leg over and lift the bike off the stand, how does that feel? Trust yourself, but if it feels good and not great, start asking questions about adjustments. Each bike has a range of ergonomic tuning that can be done to fit you to the bike. Which bike can you just not stop staring at? The one your eyes keep lusting over. Again, this is a huge consideration when you are ready to spend some hard-earned cash. I think you will find within this group the right bike for you, but don't worry if your taste is not the same as mine. That is the best part of all of this. There is something we can all get excited to ride. Let me know which cruiser would you go for if you're looking for one under $15,000 and why. Leave them in the comments down below. If you liked this video, then smash that like button, and if you'd like to catch more motorcycle news and content, consider subscribing to the channel and I'll catch you in the next one.